Okay, so in problem 2, we actually have 4 problems to do. We need to know these 3 formulas to do these problems. So, in the first one, we need to find the equation. So we need b sub 0 and b sub 1. So we're going to use these 2 equations right here. Okay, so we know in this one that b sub 1 equals r times the standard deviation of y over the standard deviation of x. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in what we know. And what we know is that r is negative 0.2 and s of y is 6 and s of x is 4. So b sub 1 is negative 0.3. And then b sub 0 is y bar, which is 18, minus b sub 1 times x bar, which is 30. So this is 18 plus 0.3 times 30 is 9, which is 27. So our equation, y predicted, equals b sub 0 plus negative 0.3 times x. And that's what our finished equation will look like. In problem 2, we're going to do the same thing. So we got b sub 1 equals r times the standard deviation of y over standard deviation of x. And we know that r is 0.9, standard deviation of y is 10, standard deviation of x is 18, and that equals 0.5. And b sub 0 equals y bar minus b sub 1 times x bar. So we know that y bar is 60, b sub 1 is 0.5, and x bar is 100. So 60 minus a half of 100 is 50, which is 10. So our equation is predicted y equals 10 b sub 0 plus 0.5 x. Okay. Then we go to problem C. In problem C, we got to find r, and we got to find x bar. Well, the only equation that uses r is b sub 1. So we're going to have to back into this. So let's see. We know that b sub 1 is 15. We know that r, we don't know r. We know that s of y is 15. And we know that s of x is 0.8. So if we do 15 divided by 0.8, we get 18.75. And if we divide, this is 15. If we divide 15 by 18.75, we get 0.8. Okay, so we figured out what r is. Now we need to figure out what x bar is. Let's see. Yeah, x bar. Well, the only equation we have that uses x bar is this guy. So we need to know what b sub 0 is. So b sub 0 is negative 10. Y bar is 50. B sub 1 is 15. And that's x bar. Okay. So we subtract 50 from both sides. We get negative 60 equals negative 15 x bar. Divide both sides by negative 15. We get that x bar is 4. Okay. And then question D, we need to find x bar s of x. Alright, well, let's find s of x first. So the only equation that we have that uses s of x is this guy right here. So we know that b sub 1 is negative 2. We know that r is negative 0.6. We know that s of y is 4. We do not know what s of x is. Okay. I'm going to multiply negative 0.6 times 4. So that comes out to negative 2.4 s of x. And I'm just going to make this into a proportion. Cross multiply, you get negative 2 s of x equals negative 2.4. And then s of x is simply negative 2.4 divided by negative 2, which is 1.2. And And then the other thing we got to find is x bar, so we're going to go and use b sub 0 equals y bar minus b sub 1 x bar. So b sub 0 is 30, y bar is 18, b sub 1 is negative 2, so minus negative 2 x bar. So 30 equals 18 plus 2 x bar. Subtract 18 from both sides. You get 12 equals 2 x bar. So x bar is 6.